Hi, welcome to the News of the Now. I'm Jane. I'll be reporting to you on the forces that are impacting your life, where the physical and spiritual meet. But before I do, let's presence with a breath. For real though. Thanks. So I believe that the body is really intelligent and that reality responds to however it is that we're engaging in this now moment. We are not just here to watch the world pass us by. We're here to engage with it, and we shape it with every thought, word, and action. So I'm here as a guide and mirror, and I work with the 4 foundational frequencies of love, acceptance, compassion, and creativity. These are the 4 living codes that restore coherence to humanity. So this is an invitation for you to remember that you are this massive, unique gift here in the infinite living web, and you're also invited to truly participate in creation. So, on today's episode, I want to talk about truth. And hold on to your britches for this one, because I've realized that when I explain or share something, when I speak about something, there's this like spiral effect. So just enjoy the ride about truth. So we as humans have been programmed and conditioned to be so far removed from our physical body, from the soma, from our sensory body, from the messages that our body gives for us. The messages that the body gives us leads us into what we could call truth. Now, because so many have been programmed away from actually tuning in, humans have a natural desire for truth. Like, we want to know what's up, what's the truth, what it is, what it be. And so if we don't have the autonomy or tools to tune into our system, the messenger, then we innately are going to tune into other sources outside of ourselves to tell us what truth is. Funny thing about that is that there are a bajillion truths times infinity. Okay? Like, legit though. So there are so many humans that don't have the wherewithal to actually discern what truth is for them. So, great. What does that look like? Well, first of all, it looks like an immense amount of doubt. So humans will walk around and we are doubting everything. We doubt what this person, this news channel said. Or we only believe the one news channel, but we doubt all the other ones. The other ones can't be true because I can only believe in one truth at a time. Because I don't have the capacity for my body to tell me that that is a full truth or a partial truth, or it's a truth to me or it's not a truth to me. So I don't know any of that. So I just listen to this channel and I say, okay, well, that's a truth. So anything that's not verbatim of what that channel says, then I would by default assume it to be untrue. That leaves me as a human living in a shit ton of doubt, because I will then doubt all of my human brothers and sisters on their own beliefs and their own truths, because if they talk about what is true to them, whether it's a channel that they believe or their own innate truth, I will even doubt them. And then what if I get a hunch to do something, say something, go somewhere, create something, whatever it is, then if I don't know it to be true for me, then I'm going to doubt me. And then I'm not going to then produce, create, pause, move, shift, whatever. Because my mind, this logical mind, is like, I am too busy doubting everything to feel what is true for me, to actually make an informed decision. This is leading to like a big awakening of the body. First of all, I'm excited. And this has to be, for us to move beyond the shadow of a doubt and into truth, we have to start inquiring. We have to start asking. We have to start opening up to perspectives and ideas that are not readily our own necessarily. And that can look like being in meditation and praying and then allowing whatever clarity to come through. Or it could look like looking at another channel. Now, when I say channel, please know that I could be talking about a YouTube channel, a news channel, an Instagram channel. I could be talking about a human that's a channel, because we are channels. We're channeling energy in every now moment. So we need to, if we want, need, relative term, if we want to evolve through our genetic coding, then we can start to ask, let me know your perspective. I want to know what you think. If I voted for team blue and you voted for team red, like, I want to know why. I want to inquire. I'm curious. It doesn't mean I have to believe that your reality, that your truth needs to become mine, or that my truth needs to become yours. Rather, that both truths are true at the same time. This is key for peace to be on earth. That everyone has a truth. The like kind of fucked up thing about it is that not everyone's truth is their own. That's why I'm talking about inquiry. Like, that's this internal job of actually pausing and asking myself, like, okay, what does truth even feel like in my body? If you don't know what truth feels like in your body, I'd say that'd be step one. Familiarize yourself with what truth feels like in the body. And then you can go from there. But once there's a dog. And anyway, but once we feel truth in the body, then eventually I'm going to understand that my truth and your truth might be coexisting and still be very different. That is a little bit more than I think many humans are capable of comprehending through application and presence. They don't have the practice, and by admitting that my truth isn't the only truth, then I like, the byproduct is that I get kicked off of whatever pedestal I've put myself on, because then I'm no longer the right one. And if I'm no longer the right one, well, then who am I? I have no authority. I don't have the ability to then control and tell people how to be. I lose my power, my sense of power. These aren't truths, in my opinion, but these are truths in the reality that we're coexisting in. So I'm here to shine a light on it, because these are the forces impacting our life, because I feel that we're here to live a life of truth. Truth is going to look different for everyone, but there's a feeling to it. And when we're living in truth, where our body is a fuck yeah, like, yeah, that feels like a truth to me, that feels right, then the actions that I take, the words that I speak, the way I see the world, the way I choose to create my path is in a harmonic resonant frequency to what I would call my spirit, my soul, my higher self, because there's a felt sense to truth. Truth does not typically feel like, ugh, right? It doesn't feel like contraction. It doesn't feel like fear. Although there are things in the world that are quite true, truly happening, but they're not true in some ways that the word is defined. True meaning like accurate, yes, factual, totally, and true also being defined as honest, reliable, in alignment, good, not like good, bad, judgment wise, but like godly, like sourcely, you know, like in unity as the one, you know. And so that is when the whole ocean moves together. Like, and it's like, if I am the ocean, and I'm a part of the ocean, and you're a part of the ocean, and if you're a part of the ocean and you're in like the bottom of the wave, like that crest, and I'm like at the top where I'm about to crash, and then like, oh, Bob over there, he's just in the back, he's waiting to become a wave, he's just floating along. We're all still a part of the ocean, but we can experience it so much more fluidly if we remember that the truth is that the crest, the top of the wave, and I called the bottom the crest, didn't I? You know what I mean? The bottom of the wave, and then the crest of the wave, and then the way out here of the wave. We'll say those three parts. They're all truly happening. They're all truly happening in the now. They're all still a part of the one truth that it is the ocean, and it is all a part of the wave. Even the one that's back here that hasn't made it to the wave yet. It's just not in the wave in the now. In the now that it is, it's just not in that. It's in the chill part, we'll say. So it's all a truth. So for me to be like at the top, the crest of the wave, and be like, I'm the right one because this is the channel that I was told is the right one. Here's the thing, truth is going to change because life is always going to change. So eventually I'm going to fall off that crest and I'll become part of the bottom or way out here. Like I'll become another part of the ocean. That doesn't negate the truth that I was living in the now moment that I was living it. However, it does make it true that there are simultaneous truths occurring for every single human. When we get off of our soapbox and understand that and live that, the change on the earth plane is like monumental, like for real though, for real. So the word truth came in today, like that, like it came in because I was like, I'm called to like hop on here and share news, but like I don't even know what it is. And it was like truth. And I was like, well, that's a pretty broad subject now, isn't it? Truth. So all of this came through, and then I was like, I'm gonna look at the gene keys. Of course, the shadow is doubt. We move through to the gift of inquiry. We go to the city of truth. In the shadow frequency, I wanted to note this. The shadow frequency of truth, being doubt, is going to first of all lend itself to self-doubt. Because I don't know my own truth. Then I'm going to doubt me because I don't know me. I don't know what me feels like. I don't know what feels like goodness. I don't know what feels like alignment. I just don't know. So anything that comes into my field, I'm going to doubt me because I won't have practice to understand the reliability of my own inner truth, right? Second version of this shadow frequency of doubt that's like opposite ends of truth is suspicion. What does suspicion look like? It looks like looking at your neighbors and being like, their truth isn't mine. And then like projecting that they're here to do something nefarious, something evil, something harmful, something bad. Okay, they might. You might. Okay. However, if we live in the state of suspicion, though, we're not living in the frequency of truth. When we live in the shadow frequency, then the shadow frequency is what the collective experiences. And I mean, that's what's happening now. We're seeing the collective subconscious, unconscious being played out on the world stage. That's why we're seeing all this crazy shit happen. And it's pushing us, I feel, to discern what truth is. Again, go back to the body. Now, if you're like, okay, I can feel my body, but like, how do I know? How do I know what truth is? You stop and you listen. You take out all of the extraneous channels and you listen to you, and you listen to Great Spirit. You listen to the earth, to the waters, to the wind, to the trees, to the ticking of the clock. You just listen. What comes in that space are truths. It can feel like an epiphany almost. or an inspired idea, literally inspiration. It's in spiritu, it's the breath. It's, I get it. And that is something that we feel in our body, right? So like if you get the epiphany or you realize a deep truth, like for example, here's a deep truth for you. You may not agree with this, okay? That's okay. It doesn't mean it's not my truth, but feel it in your body to see if it does feel like a truth. And if so, then fuck, it can be your truth too until it changes. You don't have to keep it forever. Like that's the fun thing. Truth is not, it's like a limited time only, but it can be forever. Anyway, here's the truth. This is why I have this all present at the beginning, right? Because I'm going to share this. Tell me what you think. Every single tree that roots its lovely, nourishing root system deep into the soil are interconnected with other roots of other trees. Hey, dog is about to bark. So each tree has this network that I'm going to tell this dog to stop. I'm hoping that I can edit these two together because I accidentally pushed the wrong button. Learning. Anyway, so the root system is connected to all the other roots, okay? So that means that the tree that's in your front yard is connected to the tree that's 2 miles away through the system, the network. There's an infinite living web under our feet. The microbiome, the critters, the all of the biology, the mycelium that are under the soil that are not only nourishing the trees, but also sending the messages. So imagine the root system as like a little satellite that's like beaming these messages. So like oak tree is like, hey, apple tree, I love you. And the apple tree's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm gonna send this love over there to the cedar. Hey cedar, I love you. And cedar's like, oh yeah, that feels so good. I love it, yeah. Okay. And then someone cuts down the cedar. The cedar is going to have its experience. Its truth that it might be hurting. Its truth may be grief and sadness that now all the birds and nests and squirrels and all the things that used it for homes will now be experiencing homelessness. And maybe it feels like a failure that it couldn't stand up against the loggers. Or, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? And so that message is going to come out. It's like our hearts as humans. We have this energetic toroidal field that just energetically communicates. Like it's how we feel the vibe. Okay. So here's the thing. There's an interwoven experience that's happening, and each individual tree is living their own truth. One might be experiencing a drought. One may be experiencing flooding. They're both still happening. The underground network, though, like they're communicating around it, right? But they're not being assholes. And one tree isn't saying, it's sunny and it's hot and it's a drought. And the other one's like, you're wrong. It's all flood. No, they're living two different realities. Both are truths. So that's this analogy of like, we are those trees. And when we stop, listen, stop, look, and listen, right? It's like stop, drop, and roll, but like without the fire. We can start to understand certain things. And so then when we hear stories about the trees and the way they communicate and how we are like those trees in the forest, it might feel like a truth, like, yeah, that does feel true. And we may not be able to logically explain it, like because the logic is this tiny little fraction of this whole unit. This whole unit is matter, and it's water, and it's light, and it's sound, and it's spirit, and they all work together, right? But if we're living only in the mind and we're saying that no, only my truth is true and every other truth is a lie, then we're not actually living this robust, multidimensional life that's just more fun, in my opinion. No, it's more than my opinion. It's my truth. It is so my truth. It's so much my truth that I get on here and I share these things to give you a vision, a taste of my truth. And it's not for you to say, then Jane's word is the word, the only word. No, Jane's word is some of the words. You have words, and you probably have additions to what I'm saying, and you probably have things that are not congruent with what I am speaking of. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It means that we are living two truths. But I'm not here to fight you about your truth. When we remember that we're living different truths, and again, we have to get to truth first. So there are some people out there that have no earthly experience of truth. They don't even have an earthly idea. Truth is beyond the mind. It is a part of the mind, but it's a felt sense that is beyond words. And some humans, when they feel truth, they might have like a physiological response, like a cold chill, like goosebumps or chicken skin, whatever you want to call it, right? Like this like energy of energy moving through the body that's all in harmonic resonance of what I would call truth. So it's alignment and it's moving through the whole system. And so the physical body's like, whoa, I felt that. We can have tears. If we've ever been truly loved unconditionally by someone else and we have allowed it to happen, meaning like it wasn't like someone was trying to love me and I'm like, yeah, whatever, they're loving me. But like actually allowing myself to like feel loved by the other being, you might cry, you know? You might have a visceral reaction because truth is not only a felt sense, but truth with a capital T heals us. It's healing. That's why even don't quote me on it, but I think it was Jesus that said this, or maybe I don't know. But like something, was it that God was the truth and the way, or Jesus was the truth and the way? It's the body knowing what, like the body knows truth, the heart knows truth, the mind understands truth once those others are honed in their ability to comprehend, to translate truth in itself. But if the mind is like, no, I'm not going to inquire in myself. I'm not going to inquire anyone else's opinions or thoughts. I'm not going to listen to anyone else because my truth is the only way. My truth right now is that the sky is blue. I am certain that not everyone's truth is that the sky is blue in this right now moment. Does that mean that they're wrong? That they're lying? That they're fooled? That they're dumb? Or that I am any of those things? No! It means that everything is truth. Everything is truth. Everything is. When we truly grasp and understand that everything is truth, what happens then is that our hearts and our bodies guide us totally. Because then we're following what's in harmonic resonance of the heart and the body. And because those are spiritual and organic aspects of us, it's always moving toward harmony. It's always moving toward healing. It's always moving toward health and to wellness and balance. Like that, it's our natural state. But if we're too busy fighting and doubting, then the body and the heart are like, okay, fine, I guess we're going to focus on that shit now. Okay, I guess we're still going to focus on that shit now. I guess we're still going to focus on that shit now. So, truth is what is in the now. The body knows it, the heart knows it, the mind can understand it once it stops doubting truth as a whole. And my desire with truth is that people show and actually respect other people's truths. Because then whatever is created beyond that is purely imagination. It's like, it's more fun. It's different. It's solution based. It's regenerative. When we understand that this neighbor's truth is that, I can't even think of anything, that this neighbor's truth is that that we should assist people in the dying process, that we should be able to give them medicines or whatever to assist the death process. That's what this neighbor thinks and feels. That's their truth. Probably because they had a lived experience that has given them that, or there's something in them that's really pushing them into this way. And then we have other neighbor who is anti any type of support. No, let nature run its course. We should not euthanize another human. These are two very different beliefs and opinions. Now, how can we come together and live in harmony to where everyone's truths can be honored, that it's a truth, not shame them, and not make blanket rules that say, no, we can never do that, or we can never do that? This is where it takes imagination, because we've not positioned ourselves to come up with co-creative, consent-based systems. And that's the reality that I would love to live in, personally. So, truth. Wherever you are in your truth journey, whether it's just understanding that doubt is going to be a part of it, because you're human, the mind is going to pop doubt into anything. Do we allow doubt to run us into the ground, or do we pause and listen and ask and receive an answer? Do we know what stations and what channels to tune into and which ones to tune off? Everyone is out there right now sharing their opinion through the lens of this is right. And they're not right. And they are right. That they are. Everyone who says that this is the way and the only way, that is truth for them. But it doesn't make everyone else wrong who thinks that the truth is a different way. So it's a great time for discernment, to tune into the body and ask, to learn what truth feels like in the body, what half-truths feel like, what I don't knows feel like to what a big fuck yeah feels like in the body. And to rely on that so that when we do listen to other channels, other tidbits of information, we can say, yeah, that feels like a truth. Who knew? Or, whoa, my mind says that that's true, or I want that to be true, but everything in me says, I don't think that's true. We don't have to do anything about it, but just knowing that feels empowering. To know that my body can tell me what truth is or not. Your body can. It's what it's designed for, among millions of other things. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share on this news of the now, because these are the forces that were coming through, the force of truth. So I appreciate your presence in this eternal now transmission. I do want to leave you with a reminder, and that is that God is here and you are a part of it. So take that with you. Okay, so take care of yourself, take care of each other until next time. I'll see you in another now, okay? Ciao.